you're hanging out while you're trying to make a decision. You gotta get there, coordinate what your next plan is, and get to the next point. Well, that ended quickly. So if they're deploying a smoke to grab the body and get him out, I like it. That's actually good use right there. Deploy the smoke in front, make it so the bad guys can't see, and drag his buddy out. That's good. I like that.
Give me an A10.
Give me an A10? I don't know if you necessarily need an A10 for that one. Before we get started with today's new video, we wanted to tell you about Gamology's crazy new channel, Gamology Forecast. This is their new page for all things gaming, teaching you everything you need to know in the world of video games. Now I know, having fun while learning new things, who would have thought? Jam-packed with content not seen before from Gamology. You'll find plenty of insane videos like tips, tricks, and hacks for that one game you've been struggling with, top 10 videos, discovery compilations of new or hidden gems, reviews of newly released games, and more. Also, don't forget to check out Gamology's other channels. Send news for your fill of virtual reality and free games.
Welcome back to another episode of Sandbags.
As well as Gamology Shorts, which is full of all the short but sweet gaming videos you could ever want.
Yeah, no head!
Make sure to check out the links in description. My name is Geoff Reeves, I'm a Navy SEAL, and today on Experts React, we're gonna be checking out gameplay from Squad. I'm actually looking forward to this. We did a lot of winter warfare training.
Wood line, front.
This is a great look to it.
Whole squad to the 12.
I like how they're utilizing the foliage for concealment.
All right, push him in. Don't get stuck. Every inch we take now is an inch we don't have to fight over later.
Oh, I like the inter-squad comms with the guys. That's pretty cool. I like how the game actually has the weapon over to the side, like as if you're actually running with it rather than the first-person shooters sticking out all the time. That's really cool. Like even there, you're not shooting your buddy. You don't point the weapon to your buddy's back. You actually got like a team leader coordinating traffic on this. That's pretty intense.
Contact front.
Calling out contact front. That's pretty rad.
Don't waste a lot on that techie.
Finally, somebody understands not wasting ammunition. I love it. Now, the speed at which you're advancing, I would question unless they absolutely know that nobody's there, because there's a lot of different places bad guys could be hiding. You just encountered somebody, so you're pushing up a bit quick there without proper communication or overwatch.
I'm marked.
So M4, full auto. So I never did that personally. As I said, I've only twice ever used my M4 at full auto in the military. So much for the whole conserving of ammunition. Nice pine around the corner, very good.
I'm in this building that you fragged.
Lots of chatter though, which you want to keep the comms clear with, you only speak when you have to. Ooh, that didn't end well for him. I like the graphics in it. I like the communication back and forth that you're able to do with the other team players on it. How you have a command and control so you can tell guys to fall back, move forward, push left and right. That was really neat. I actually like to see more of that one. The biggest difference between fighting between cold weather and warm weather is you have more gear on because you're trying to stay warm in such an environment. You also, your pace at which you can move, you're actually trudging through snow rather than running across pavement or dirt. Your feet are actually sinking down. You have bigger boots on, you have bigger gloves on, so being able to manipulate your weapon is gonna be a bit different. How you actually clean your weapon or how you take care of your weapon is gonna be different because if there's water base inside what you clean your weapon with, that could actually freeze. That's gonna cause you issues. So the little things like that and how you actually operate in winter warfare, cold weather, than you do in the desert or in woodland area, there's some differences that you have to take care of and manage. Now here we are back in the desert. So a lot of sweeping back and forth with one another, I'm saying. The weapons have changed where now they're not down over to the side when you're running, they're actually up as first person all the time.
All right, now we slow it down. This is CQB now, boys.
I do like the coordination that the players are using. That's really good. That's real world. So standing in front of a door, not the greatest. You want to move back or move forward because you don't know what's behind the door. Again, the sweeping of each other.
I have a medic coming up. Yeah, just wait here. wait for the rest.
So right now, like they got two guys hanging out in the middle of a parking lot. Suck up against the wall, put your back flat, and look to all the other areas to see if there's anything coming in over the walls. But just hanging out looking at a door or wall is not going to do any good.
Folks, give me smokes in this compound.
Oh, sweet. Smoke grenades. Don't know if I would have deployed them that way. Probably just tossed them through the door. So that's an interesting how they use that, because smokes are actually used to conceal your movement or through communication, but they just threw smokes into the area in which you're trying to shoot the bad guys. So now they limited their own vision inside the target. Those are long burning smokes too. Usually they're about 90 seconds. See, like right there, So if they're using that so they can push past, outstanding.
Yeah, yes.
Cut left.
The significance of the color, there really is none unless you can use them for communication of some kind. We used to utilize different colored smokes when we would call in our helicopters to come pick us up or boats to come pick us up. Use it like a challenge and reply, but the colors, not necessarily. The colors are actually effective if you are in some kind of environment and you need a different color to stand out against that environment to actually be seen. But as far as smokes for concealing your movement, none at all. Doesn't matter.
I need a saw looking left and a saw looking right. Right here.
Different attitude than what we would have in the actual event. I like how they actually said a saw looking left and a saw looking right to lay down fire support. I'm not sure why they needed a saw when they don't know where the enemy is yet. It's an area weapon. There's nothing that a saw would do that a rifle wouldn't be able to do. Actually, a rifle, like an M4 like that with an optic on it, would have probably be better, just because you can actually have a better accuracy to take out the shot like that, unless you're just trying to put up a bunch of lead to keep somebody down. But they weren't doing that. They were actually using it as like a point and shoot type scenario, which ultimately the saw gunner met his fate there. So not a very good call by the team leader to pull up a saw.
We're gonna shoot people and stay alive, okay?
Shoot people and stay alive. Sounds like a plan. So why would you not get up on line and shoot them before they mic from there? There's no reason to be shooting that from behind like that over your buddy's head, because if it goes wrong, and sometimes it does, he could be a casualty.
I'm here.
Actually, a bold move to be moving through a field like that as fast as they are, unless you've got actually some cover. Poppy fields aren't gonna do anything for you.
I'm in.
Man, they're getting bombarded heavy. So if that is friendly fire coming in, I'd be pulling my guys off. I would not be running around with mortars coming in like that, or be stopping the mortars, because you could be easily caught up in that. That's how friendly fire occurs. Blue on blue deaths occur. That's not good.
Gucci.
Cat-like skills, running across a wall like that. Okay, it's a bit unrealistic.
Maybe not that many.
Wow, to jump across a wall like that and just turn around. That's a bold move. I think there's a better way to figure that one out, like just drop a grenade over the wall rather than putting yourself in that position. So it looks like we're in a training camp and he's just hanging out rather than using any kind of cover in there. And again, that's the difference between like real world and video games. You would not be doing that in real world. You'd be finding something to get behind, use cover, and anything like that. You would not just be hanging out in the middle of a field where it appears to be 360 fire. So with him up there firing like that, he is the biggest gun on the battlefield as of now, and he's gonna be drawing the most fire. So I would not be hanging out behind that thing. You definitely want him up and running and protected, but the enemy's gonna be looking to be taking him out. So again, you threw out smokes and then you run right into the smoke area. Not effective use of smokes, because you're actually hindering what you can see, unless the bad guys put those out there. So that amount of time in one location with that much gunfire is not good. Concealment, not cover, because bullets can come right through there. You're hanging out while you're trying to make a decision. You gotta get there, coordinate what your next plan is, and get to the next point. Well, that ended quickly. There we are, utilizing one side of the window. That's a good shot right there, good use of that.
Hey, Raggy, could use some cover over here.
We deployed a smoke, is that what we did? So if they're deploying a smoke to grab the body and get him out, I like it. I like that, that's actually good use right there. Deploy the smoke in front, make it so the bad guys can't see, probably deploy a second one, drag his buddy out, that's good, I like that. So the one guy that was in there providing cover fire, the other guy should come further back, try to pin that wall, take out, shoot at wherever the fire is coming from. So the guy that was forward, the teammate that was forward, can actually pull back and get out of that whole room. Yeah, you would not be doing that because your buddy's right in front.
I might just pick an angle and don't move because I'm like shooting over your
So
left.
bump up on line. There's no reason to be taking a shot from that far back or have him move back.
Hold on, Raggy.
That's ranging shots in.
So this is real world. You're sitting there coordinating with artillery. This is real world right here. I like that. I don't like how he's behind his buddy with his weapon pointed at him, but everything else I got going on, calling out the coordinates, having artillery drop in, absolutely. To be feeling vibrations like that, they are what we call like danger close, which I probably move my element back just in case they're off by a degree or two. Or if Spectre gunships up above, pull back. There's no reason for them to be that close. But I do like the coordination of it all. That's fantastic. They are getting rocked. That's actually really good. I actually enjoyed that. Check out that. Such an effective tool. Abrams, M1s. They're impressive, actually. So as a guy on the ground, I would be utilizing coordinating contacts with them, probably go up on top of a building, calling in calls for him, telling him if anybody's willing to, or getting ready to set up on him. But as a SEAL, we never got in any tanks and started driving them around. Ooh. So as a SEAL, I'd be up somewhere like an overwatch position with optics, getting a good bird's eye view so I could be telling them, hey, you got enemy tanks coming up this street, coming inbound, swinging this turret your way, calling out to help them, preservation for them. But them just sitting there like that, they need to be moving as well, just because they could be setting up for somebody setting up on them to put a sticky bomb on them or to put some kind of explosive on the tracks to make them immobile. To get that turret swung around the direction you're going. They as well have a limited supply of how many rounds they actually have on board, so for them just be blasting away, should be using more machine gun, the 50 cals are mounted on top than the actual Zabel round. I do like that for the majority of it, that they're actually dodging the cars and stuff like that rather than running over them just because they have a tank, because for whatever reason, if the tank gets hung up on, if track gets ruined for no reason, just because you want to run over a car, it makes you ineffective. That doesn't do any good. So I actually like that they are driving around that stuff, trying to avoid things just because.
Those roofs to your north, Karma, if you want to
Yeah, give me an A-10.
Give me an A-10? Helicopter gunships would work in something like that, with some gauze on the side. Pulling in A-10s. I don't know if you necessarily need an A-10 for that one. They need to move. They're ducks sitting there. Like right now, enemies could be coming out and converging on them, trying to flank them.
Squad 4's Abrams is tracked in the fucking intersection. Need us some kind of assistance.
Ah, so there you go. They're disabled. It's a bad day for those guys. And in a case like this, they would even have a fighter jet do a low pass at supersonic. Shockwave of them hitting afterburner so low would scare people and have them take off. You'd obviously have to worry about small arms, but in some scenarios, strafing runs, as the guy said, would work. Having a fighter jet come over and just supersonic low and fast would scare the shit out of some people. That's a bad day.
Friendly Bradley coming up to 240. Just careful.
Good calling out of the friendly forces. That's good. Overall, I really like the way that the players are utilizing the comms in this particular game, how they're able to coordinate attacks and stuff like that. That would actually happen if you want an element to push out, bump up, move back, especially in this tank game here, how he's coordinating, calling out where the friendlies are, coming up the road so you don't have a blue on blue situation, which is great. How he's calling out, like, deploy a smoke, so if it hinders the bad guys and able to see them, because you're not going to shoot what you can't see. Calling out for gunships. I do appreciate listening to all that and hearing effective use of it. I'm not a tank commander, so I don't really know, but I would take the small unit tactics that we have. If you're not shooting, you're moving. And as I said, they're sitting ducks. I appreciate how they weren't doing anything unnecessary with the tank just because, but unfortunately they got one of the tracks busted, which then made them sitting ducks. But as you see, the whole community is surrounding them. You can hear them on the comms making the comment like, we're getting surrounded. So that's a bad day on their end, because it's only be a matter of time before those rings get smaller and smaller, and then they're gonna be on top of them unless help arrives. So but yeah, it was cool. I really like this game. I'd like to see more of it. Thank you for joining me on Experts React and the Gamology channel. If you want to see more videos like this, check out Gamology's Facebook and YouTube channels. And if you want to see more of me, check out official Geoff Reeves on Instagram or check out shadowworksgroup.com. Also, don't forget to check out Gamologies. I'm just sitting there like send noobs. That's awesome.